Hey guys, hope you guys can hear me. I think you guys can hear me now. If so, please say down in the comments that you can hear me. And we're going to continue the live stream. I mean, it got cut off last time because of some weird reason. YouTube was being weird. And yeah, so we have one person on. Hopefully more people get on. And yeah, so we're starting a new live stream and this is going to be interesting to see. So I hope you guys can watch us. So you can hear us. Okay, you can hear me. That's great. Hold on, I'm going to do for just 1 second. So how are you guys doing? I mean, we never got to I forgot where where I was going with my other live stream. So I'm gonna do 40 minutes because last time was 20 minutes, and I want to give you guys the full 1 hour that I promised you last time. It's laggy. I think it's my internet. I will have to see LTP. I will if so, I think I'm just gonna make a video about it. So it's laggy. Can you guys hear me? That's the important part. Can you guys hear me? That's the important thing right now. I think my internet's pretty bad right now. So I really apologize. It's not lagging for you. Okay, so guys, what do you guys want to talk about? I mean, there's many cool things. You can hear us. Okay, great. We're back on the air. So, we have many things we could talk about. I mean, we could talk about the Senate race. So, do you think the Senate race right now is favoring more towards the Republican Party or going more on the side of the Democrats? So, I mean, right now I feel like the Republicans are falling behind with the Senate races where they should be more ahead. But, I mean, it's still a big thing to notice. So let me just fix this right here with, I think it's working perfectly right now. So it's actually very interesting that we have all of you here for our face review. I'm just going to fix something with one of the live stream problems that I had before. I'm going to delete the other live stream so you guys go watch there because that's actually it's all here. So do you think Donald Trump still has a chance? I do feel like Donald Trump still does have a chance. And I feel it's a lot higher than a lot of people may think. A lot of people right now are just saying that Trump has absolutely no life in the election, but I think that's a little bit under exaggerated because Trump is a very good candidate, and I think he actually deserves to get a little bit more credit than he actually is getting. So yeah, that's going to be something interesting to watch with Trump, and I honestly feel like his chances of the presidency are being very underestimated. So I'm going to delete the other live that I had up for some reason. I'm going to delete that one forever. And we're live right now, so I'm going to leave that one on for Purple Political Talk face reveal. So I'm really glad that you're here. Glad that you guys are here. I feel like Biden might go and fall asleep in the debate just because of the fact that he is not a charismatic person. Honestly, in comparing to how Donald Trump is an amazing debater, I mean, Donald Trump, for an outsider politician, is a pretty good debater, I would say. And all of that, I think, just really comes to show that I think he might have a chance at the presidency. Yeah, I am back. I'm really sorry about the technical difficulties. I mean, my microphone has been having problems. I don't know if it's the microphone, if it's YouTube. I don't really know. But the good thing is that we're back live. So I'm going to do 40 minutes on this live stream. So we're currently like 3 minutes in. And yeah. So, guys, I mean, this was kind of random. So, I mean, my face reveal was supposed to be at 1,000 subscribers, but I think I'm going to do something a little different for 1,000 subscribers. I'll see what I'll do. But, I mean, if you guys have any suggestions for, like, milestones, things like that. Who do I think will win the debates? I definitely think Donald Trump is going to win the debates. But here's the thing. Even though Trump wins the debates, I feel honestly like his chances, I mean, Joe Biden is going to outperform what he's expected to do. And guys, can we please hit the smash that like button? Can we please get to 15 likes by the end of the live stream? I would really appreciate it. It would really be great. And if you're not subscribed yet, it would be also pretty great if you guys could subscribe because I want to get to 280 subscribers by the end of this live stream. Should I put my glasses on or should I keep it with no glasses? You guys tell me. So yeah, 3 likes. So do Obama versus Haley. I might not do that because that was not a realistic scenario back then. And if that was a scenario, I think Obama would have still won. But I think it was going to be a little bit less by the margin, like a little less than the margin that he won with Romney. So a lot worse than he did in 2012 and 2008. Let's see. I don't think I'm getting more chat comments for some reason. I don't know if you guys are not commenting or something. So yeah, I don't have any updates. So yeah. I used to watch that channel, Gunner. I mean, I'm not a big fan of it as much right now, but I remember I did watch a lot of it. I loved some of I think it was like the World War II videos. Those are very interesting. You know, Brady, you're definitely right. Like Donald Trump, I think if he does end up winning, it's going to be very, very like tightly. I don't think it's going to be 400 more electoral votes. Best case scenario for Trump at this time, if he does come back, will certainly be a round, I would say, about, I don't know, like maybe 2016 margin. Not much more than that. Because, I mean, yeah, I mean, Donald Trump is capable of doing many big comebacks, but I don't really know what's going to happen. 356, maybe that's a little bit. I think that would be his absolute best case scenario where he carries states like Virginia, New Mexico, New Hampshire, and things like that. JJ, I might. It's just that I don't really know because I don't have enough. I don't have enough time because I have to do so many videos. And today I was trying to do a video, it just didn't end up working out. So I spent kind of a lot of my day, making the video, and I don't think it's gonna work out. But at least I'm repaying you guys by doing a face reveal today. I think the most he will get is 270 to 310. Yeah, so essentially 2016 plus New Hampshire. So I agree with that political talking. Obama v. Reagan. Obama v. Reagan actually would be an interesting race to watch, just because Reagan was so popular with the suburbs, and he was very popular in the Rust Belt because of the economics. I honestly could see, especially in a today's scenario where, in the Rust Belt they really value the economy. I would say if it was 2016 or even 2020, Reagan would definitely beat Obama. Yeah, I mean Obama could have turned out in several purses. What do you mean? See, I don't have time. Let's talk politics. So I'm guessing that's directed at JJ. So guys, what else? I mean, actually, Gunner, that's a really good idea. I really like the Obama versus Reagan video, but I might do that after the election because then, like between election and midterms, I might have like a big amount of time to fill in. So I might do that. In several people's opinions, Michigan is no longer a swing state. What do you think? Michigan is definitely a swing state. And I honestly feel, although it might not be as close as in 2016, it's still definitely a swing state because it still does have a chance of flipping towards Trump. Is it super likely to flip? Maybe not. But there is still a very good possibility for him to flip. Yeah, Michigan is definitely a swing state. Reagan versus FDR, both old men who had medical conditions, won. I mean, but it really does depend on the candidate. So if Bernie Sanders were to run, I mean, he's an older guy who has a medical condition with his heart attack thing. Would he get all 400 electoral votes? No, because remember, back then the country was a lot more united because of the situations we're going through. Yeah, I think Brady is definitely right. I think Georgia at this point has a bigger chance of going blue than Michigan going red. Does it still make it a competitive state? Yeah, but is it super likely? Maybe not. It's actually very cool. I mean, it's like I'm watching it like on my phone, the live section, the live stream, and it's cool because it's like actually really live. So I see like all my movements and it's actually live. Michigan has a better chance at going red. LTP, are you sure about that, or is that political bias kicking in? Because look, Michigan, yeah, I mean it's contested, but Georgia is a lot closer of going blue than Michigan going red. I'm really sorry. Do I think Grump will win in Florida? I think. Okay, here's the thing: the statistics and the data, it clearly shows Biden leading. But I live in Florida, if you guys don't know, and I don't know, just my instinct is telling me, just because of like things I've seen, general feelings for Donald Trump, yard signs, bumper stickers, all these different things. there is a lot of more support for Donald Trump in the state of Florida than people may think. So I think Biden ahead by 7 points, probably not. I would honestly say if Biden is leading in Florida right now, it's by a slim margin. So I think Florida is one of those states that if the polls are going to keep up as they are now, is one of the states are going to get wrong. After all this Kanye West drama, do you think it will hurt him? Yeah, I mean, you're right, Brady. He will hurt. His opinion of him has lowered since. I mean, he kind of just ran for president for fame, and then he had like a bunch of he broke down literally. I don't want to talk about it, but yeah, I mean, his opinion of my opinion of Kanye West has gone down, but I still like his shoes, the Yeezys. I'll still continue to buy them; they're really good product. But for him, his opinion as a celebrity has gone down. I saw a truck in Cali where I live with a Trump flag on it. But I mean, it depends also where you live in Cali, because there's some conservative parts in California. There is especially the eastern, well, no, yeah, the eastern part of California, as well as I've heard that Los Angeles and generally Southern California as a whole is a lot more conservative than parts of Northern California, aka the Bay Area. Yeah, I mean, that's right, Gunner, because people that's the weird time frame between elections and midterms. So I would honestly say that the more alternate history and the more interesting, like weirder videos that are not based completely on like the facts we have right now, those will certainly come like between elections. So that's one thing I'm going to start doing. The more the alternate history and things like that, but that'll be after the election. And guys, I also want to please like and subscribe if you're not yet. So according to this, we only have what 3 likes. So I really appreciate it. I live in an extremely blue area in the Rust Belt. We see a lot of Trump signs. I don't know what to say exactly. Like, can you tell us the state or no? Because that would be interesting to hear. Minnesota. Okay, so you're asking Minnesota. Well, look, this is what my theory about the Trump silent voter comes in. So I made a video about that a couple of days ago actually, and then I had like an older video and I just updated it. But look, I think a Trump silent majority, is it a majority yet? We don't know. But is there silent voters for Trump? And is there areas where Trump actually has a lot more support than he's getting credit for? Absolutely. I mean, Florida, I mean, in Florida, if Biden was leading by 7%, everywhere I go in Florida, because I've been around Florida over the last couple of weeks, doing different things that have to do in other parts of the state. I've honestly seen a lot of Trump signs everywhere. There's been barely any Biden signs that I've seen, or Biden bumper stickers, or Biden flags, which is interesting, or even Biden t-shirts, because I've seen a lot of people with Trump hats. So, for example, the other day, I was out in the street and I saw at a hotel, and I saw a guy like at the lobby who had a signed Trump hat. I mean, that shows how much support there is for Donald Trump at this moment in the state of Florida. I just wear Nikes, no celebrity shoes. I think those shoes are uncomfortable. Oh yeah, but like I don't if you're talking about Kanye, I mean those are not Nike, but those are Adidas, because actually those are really comfortable shoes. They're really good shoes. I don't buy him because like of his brand, but it's a good shoe. Alternate history: Reagan versus Carter 76. I honestly feel since Gerald Ford wasn't running, because Gerald Ford was, I mean, he was a popular at a little bit, but I mean he wasn't that popular. So alternate history, I would say he would win Reagan, beating Carter, but narrowly. But also, you have to consider that there's a very bad sentiment for the Republican Party at that time. So, other thing to consider. Yeah, but Brady, I mean, you also have to consider the fact that there is very bad sentiment for the Republican Party just after Watergate. Or yeah, I think it was Watergate. The Louisiana Purchase was technically unconstitutional. Like New York, I see a lot of Trump signs, and they have big crowds upstate New York. Oh yeah, the Republicans have huge crowds in upstate New York. Like generally speaking, there's a very big amount of Republicans and more conservative voters in the area. So that's actually very interesting to watch. Because look, I feel like people do not realize. So when people think of some of these states, they just think general areas. So okay, New York City. I mean, yeah, that's the majority of the votes. But I mean, they don't think Donald Trump actually has somewhat a bigger support in the New York upstate. Yeah, okay, so Gunnar, I mean, I'm gonna ask you if you want to answer. Yeah, but you don't have to. But Houston, so is there like a big amount of Biden support in some certain areas? Because again, it also depends of the area where you're going through. Because generally speaking, the way that the urban development has worked out, like people, different type of people move to different places. So, for example, the white working class voters they move to one community, while the upper white upper class or like upper class in general they move to another area, and the Latinos have their own neighborhood, and the African Americans have their neighborhood. So is it by area and things like that? Do I like who's my favorite modern politician? Or modern president. So modern president, okay, so it depends. So by policy and things they got done, I would say either Trump or Obama. But like the way of the way that like actually like the way like they are like friendly and stuff, Bush or Obama. So I would say generally Obama because he got a lot done and he was also very nice. Do I like Ron DeSantis? So I mean, Ron DeSantis, I approve of him for the most part. The COVID-19 handling has gone way out of hand. I don't like Ron DeSantis that much. I mean, he's a little bit like he's not like one of those kinder politicians. I would say I'd rather have Rick Scott as a Florida governor than Ron DeSantis. Um, is voter enthusiasm a sector? I mean, yes, because look at this. We have a lot of voter enthusiasm for Donald Trump. I mean, and you also have in the Biden support, and when it comes to enthusiasm, is it extremely high? No. I mean, Biden does. I think he has pretty similar voter enthusiasm to Clinton's, or even a little worse, because he's not one of those people like Bernie Sanders who has very high voter enthusiasm. So who would you vote for if I could? So right now, this election, I'm currently leaning for Trump if I were able to vote, because I'm currently not able to vote just because of my age. But I'm going to explain why. So I just generally feel that there's some issues that need to be tackled in this country, especially when it comes to, I would say, although look, immigration. So I am Latino and I am an immigrant to the United States. I came here when I was really little, and I'm just going to say the immigration policies in this country are a little broken. I feel honestly like it has to be a way and a little bit more organized. So that's something big. And I honestly, the other big thing is the protest. So I think it's very unfair for a lot of people to call the protests where they're actually burning down stuff peaceful protests. Yeah, the people that are going there peacefully and not doing absolutely anything. I mean, and they're just protesting with a sign. That is perfectly fine. But there's people who are going with ammo. They're going with very dangerous things. So it's one of the things that I value, especially because in Venezuela, that's where I used to be from. I guess that was my first home country. That's one of the big things that destroyed. So that is one of the things I would talk about personally. And I feel like in those issues that are important to me specifically, Donald Trump edges out Joe Biden, but not by a landslide. Because if it was COVID-19, which I personally haven't been hit hard by it, because I haven't had it or don't know much people that have been hit by it. So COVID-19 is not a big issue for me specifically, but I think a COVID-19 issue for Trump is kind of bad. So yeah, my Latino like leans for Trump a little bit. Should the army attack Iran? Did you see the news? I mean, Iran and China and a lot of these places are like really pushing the US's button. So I mean, it just really depends on what they do, when they do it, and why they do it. Just think those three things, and then you're going to be able to tell they should or they should not. Because not only you're going to have to spend a lot of these different things, but you're also going to have to deal with its consequences. Yeah, so honestly, I honestly feel like Trump will get somewhat more Latino vote in 2020. Is it going to be astronomical margin? Probably not, but the Democrats should start looking out because they're losing grip of some of the Latino vote. Yeah, so you know what I hope we have one day? I mean, the three major parties. So I think that it would be kind of cool to see a party of right-wing extremists, left-wing extremists, and a more moderate party. That would be cool to see. Okay, so I'm going to tell you what Biden's and Trump's best qualities are. So I think Biden's, or some of his best qualities include how he is able to work bipartisanly. He's very outgoing and he's very friendly. He's not one of those politicians that would go and say to your face, I'm not going to work with you because you're the other party. And he's moderate. And I'm a very moderate person. I'm very independent. I'm unbiased. So that's important to see. So I think that's one of very good quality for him. And I think another big quality for him is just how friendly he is and how he's like a family person. And by family person I mean he's like friendly. I mean he's not one of those politicians that's like completely like bad when it comes to their like personality. Couldn't say the same thing about Trump, but I think what Trump does better is tackling the issues a lot faster and a lot critically. Although it may be a little radical, which I don't like that much, it's the fact of the matter is that issues are getting tackled quickly. So that's a thing that's also very nice about Trump. I mean, both candidates have their ups and downs, and that's a very big thing to notice about. So yeah, middle class Joe, that's what like, he gets about. I mean, and in 2016, I was very surprised. I mean, because okay, both candidates were millionaires, and Donald Trump's he's billionaire. But I don't know why the working class voter would trust someone like Donald Trump. But I think that since he was a political outsider, that ended up working for him. Gunnar, why do you have like the barfing emojis? I think Trump and Biden both really bad, but I lean Biden more because I agree with more politics more. And yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm pretty much split down the middle, but like I'm tilting a little bit towards Trump, and it's because of those two big things that I mentioned. Because I mean, Biden has amazing policies, and Donald Trump's policies can be radical at times. Oh, and I mean, the biggest push for me also is Venezuela. I mean, what the U.S. policy towards Venezuela is, and I feel Donald Trump has done a very good job with that. But other than that, I mean, a lot of the Biden policies are amazing, and I would be straight down the middle. Who would I voted for in 2016? Definitely Hillary Clinton. I think Hillary Clinton was a great political candidate, and she had very good qualities as a politician. Did she have her scandals here and there? Yeah, but I mean, I think at the moment, and even I mean now, I think Hillary Clinton would have done a great job as president, and just her general like feeling about everything was pretty good. Venezuela it was what is a capital country. So I mean, Venezuela essentially what happened is that a very far left, I mean, leftist regime came in and they just took everything. So I mean, just for if you guys, I'm going to give you a quick warning. So with the far left, I would say that people like a lot of people fall for the far left. I mean, falling for either far extreme is really bad in politics. You when you're thinking about politics and thinking who's going to make the decision for you, you have to think of a way that you're very down the middle and actually thinking about what's going to be in your head when you're making these decisions. So politicians essentially come in like an AOC. They're very outgoing and they're going to say, we're going to fix all of these problems for you. But then that causes a lot more problems and side effects. So okay, so here's the thing about socialism. Barely ever works, but when it does, it's because either there was a far left, far right regime who was leaning a lot towards the right, and usually a lot of countries when there's something like that happens, they have to go extreme other way to fix everything, and then because it's very like micromanaged. But other than that, I mean, socialism barely ever works when it's starting off the thing. So it's essentially that's one of the things, and it's a very interesting topic. So essentially, there is no government there, and that is one thing to think about. I mean, AOC, she has a great idea. She's a great leader, but I mean, some of her ideas are a bit radical. And you just think about it. You start taking away some of these things from the U.S. Essentially, a lot of things will start going wrong, and then that's going to lead to a big recession. So it's you had no clothes in Venezuela. That's not true. Look, Venezuela was actually a very prosperous place. It was the richest country in Latin America, if you guys don't know, because of the very high oil reserves. And the oil industry was a very big industry, and it really did actually bring a lot of big salaries to Venezuela. And honestly, some of the salaries are a lot bigger than the average salary in the US. So the average median salary in the US is $50,000. In Venezuela at that time, the regular worker made a little bit less, but I mean, the people who work in the oil industries and things like that made a good living. And fortunately, I was able to be part of that. So AOC kind of reminds me of the NDP party. It's essentially what it is, because I mean, the NDP is literally kind of the new Democratic Progressive, something like that, or New Democratic Party. It's this Singh, I think was his name. He's a very AOC type candidate. Yeah, Latin America is filled with left wing presidents, and why? Because look, Latin America has been struggling a little bit, and I think it's just that a lot of the emotions, especially when it comes to the poor class of voters, they when they get promised a lot of stuff, sometimes the governments will not be able to do anything. It's just for the votes. So that's one thing to consider. You should make a survey that says, should I use my face cam in my videos? I think I'm not going to use face cam for my regular videos, but for live streams, I will definitely do the face cams because I think that's actually really fun for me to do. Mexico has a socialist president, Andres Manuel Lopez Obrador. He's a socialist president. He did a lot of the things that Venezuela tried to do in just a couple of just a year. Another country that has the socialist president right now is Carlos Alvarado in Costa Rica. You also have in Nicaragua. You have what's his name? Daniel Ortega. You have a lot of leftist presidents in Latin America, which is somewhat dangerous. And look, the left. I'm not saying it's bad completely, but be careful. And even with the far right, so far extremes are never good in politics. Watch out for those things and never fall too far to one side. Yeah, I mean, Stalin killed millions. Oh yeah, not Argentina with Kirchner. Yeah, well, for example, yeah, essentially, because it's Fernandez, and then the VP is Kirchner. That's cool. It would be cool to run for president, but I can't because of the Constitution of the United States. I hope to one day run for governor or even United States Senate. China has only begun to prosper. Look, that is true, but it's just a fact. And I think a big reason why China prospered is the manufacturing industry and the fact that it grew so much. It's so much. In China, I mean, essentially it modernized completely. And now you have a lot of cool things there that not even the US has because its manufacturing industry, which supported millions of jobs in the US, has now fallen. Yes, so I definitely agree with you, but I mean, you also must consider this. Both sides are bad because I mean, socialism. Because one, you're not leaving with absolutely anything if it goes bad. You have very low resources, but with the other, you just have to be very careful what to say. But you also have a racist leader, so both of them are completely bad. But I don't know which one I would rather live in. One, I would live in misery, but then the other one, I would be somewhat happy, but I would live in fear of everything. So. Yeah, I mean, you to run, you have to be born in the United States or have U.S. parents to run for president or vice president for that matter. I would also like to become an ambassador to another country. That would actually be interesting for me because I really like international politics. That's actually very interesting for me. So, I mean, guys, what is your most? What's the for you guys? What's the most interesting global political country? I mean, which other country than the U.S. has the most interesting political system? Let's see. Let's try to get some comments, guys. Please remember to like. We have 10 people. Can we get to 11 likes actually? Because we have 11. I'm born in Cali. Okay, cool. LTP. Europe. I mean, Europe has very interesting politics because it's like everything together about individual countries. I think Europe has interesting politics. I would say the monarchies are very interesting. So, think Spain, think France doesn't have a monarchy, but France has a little weirder. Germany's political system is somewhat kind of weird, and the UK obviously is very interesting. Okay, UP, you can come back in 10 minutes. I think I'm actually gonna extend the live stream if you guys want until I'm gonna do a full hour because on this one because I did 20 minutes on the past one. But yeah, France is a very centrist country, but you've started to get some of the it's starting to move a lot further to the other opposites. You have Marine Le Pen, which is the current like the Trump equivalent in France, and you have Macron, who is the kind of equivalent to I would say Hillary Clinton or Joe Biden in France. I would run for office. I would run as a Republican because independents can win, and I lean GOP. So that's true. I mean, independents, you would either have to have a very good campaign to actually win, and very good luck. But I honestly feel that running for one of the major parties is good. Now, it depends also when you're running. If you're an independent and there's a Democratic wave incoming, you should run as a Democrat. But it does depend. Yeah, Marine Le Pen is technically Bolsonaro or Trump of France. Yeah, LTP, District of Columbia is definitely red. It will never go safer. You see the you see the charming toilet paper commercials. My hiney's clean, I'm charming clean. Macron is French Joe Kennedy the third. Yeah, exactly. Essentially, that's what he is. Because I think if I'm sure he had a dad that was a politician. He was he's interesting. I mean, he's kind of like the stereotypical young politician. I would say Macron is very similar to Justin Trudeau. Spain is very interesting. It's a populous country. Um, it's somewhat socialist, I would say, like with some of the practices that they have done, but it hasn't like gone out of control. For example, in Spain, they provide free healthcare to tourists and free healthcare to citizens. So it's very interesting. I love populism. Give power to the people. Yeah, I mean, here's okay. Populism is great because it gives more a voice to the people. But then here's the thing. Also, you must consider that I think the best types of government would be ones with a mix, a very good, a healthy mix of populism and like the people that like almost not oligarchy, but the government controlling. Because remember, the government, a lot of these people have spent their lives studying a lot of these things. So although a solution like, for example, Medicare for all might be easy to say and like, oh, this would be great. Statistically, I mean, there have been proofs, but I think sometimes it's better if the government is making some of these decisions. But definitely, people should have a voice in politics. I think it should be a healthy mix. Ed Markey is too far left for my liking, but I feel Joe Kennedy is going to win off of his name. That's essentially what's going to happen. And look, I think this is going to be the same thing that's going to happen if Ivanka Trump or Don Jr. runs for politics some time in the future. Is going to be just because of the name. Yeah, because Brady, I think now you're telling political talking that in Canada they would vote for Biden heavily. I would definitely agree with you because they're very moderate in Canada compared to the U.S. I mean, the difference between parties is not that much, so that's one big thing to see. Happy birthday, Gunner. So yeah, I'm not going to sing for you because no one wants to hear my voice, but happy birthday, Gunner. You're officially 11. That's cool. Joe Markey won't even spend time in Massachusetts, and he expects to be elected. Yeah, I mean, Joe Markey. I mean, I think you met Ed Markey. There's politicians that they literally moved from one place to the another just to be elected. So Scott Brown in Massachusetts, he lost his Senate seat and just moved over to the next race. It is. Canada is too socialist. Just think about it. Like their social programs work very well, but I think their citizens pay a very big amount of taxes. So guys, I just want to ask you guys, do you guys like the face for the live stream? I hope you guys really enjoyed the face for it. It was really random. And yeah. Bernie Sanders is Ronald Reagan to the left. I mean, he's the left Ronald Reagan. Canada is far more liberal than the US. I mean, and generally speaking, they're less divided. I think that's the thing. The US has historically been a conservative nation. There was a point where Republicans and Democrats were pretty much even, and then they flipped around, and then because it started off where the Republicans were very liberal and the Democrats were super duper conservative. They flipped. There was a point where they were like oddly the same, and then they kind of flipped sides. I have a family member that are Democrats that are going to vote for Trump. How much of the Dem vote do you think Trump will get? I honestly think Donald Trump would actually get a quite big amount of the Democratic vote. So usually when it comes to incumbent races, they get around 7 to 10% of. I mean, 7 to 10% is a little too much, but maybe like 5 to 10% is a healthy margin of the other party vote. I think Donald Trump is likely going to outperform that, anywhere from 8 to 12 percentage points for the Democrats. I don't know how Canada elects a liberal government majority of the time when the NDP vote splits. The second biggest right-wing party got 1.6 of the vote. Yeah, I mean, is it the Canadian Social Christian Party? I think it was called. It was the Social Christian Party, I'm guessing. But you're right, Brady. I mean, the NDP just really vote splits with the Liberal Party. So like it's really, really interesting Canadian politics. Yes, but Biden may get a sizable percentage of the Republican vote. Yeah, so okay, so generally speaking, they're going to probably even out. I think um it would be pretty even, I think, at the end of the day. Maybe Biden outperforms Donald Trump with the Republican vote. I mean, comparatively, I mean, he's going to outperform Biden outperforms Trump with the voters from the other party. That's what I'm trying to say. The People's Party. What about the Bloc Québécois? I heard the club Bloc Québécois is just a very like party just about the Montreal people, um, the Quebecans, I would say what they're called. That's a very interesting party. So who do they side with, Brady? I want to hear that. So yes, okay. My aunt and uncle in the countryside is going for Trump. I mean, yeah. So the country has always been a very, very, very big movement for the Republican Party. The US is the most conservative country in the world. Absolutely. I mean, you could say the way socially, for example, like it's a lot different. So I've traveled around the world a lot, so I've seen like how different cultures interact. The US is, although believe it or not, they're very socially conservative for the most part compared to other countries. In other countries, they're not that socially conservative as here in the US. But yeah, they're the most conservative country. Imagine a block Texan party. You know, actually, that I wouldn't see that like not being that wouldn't be too far off considering that Texas is going more Democratic. The Bloc Québécois is leaning left. Because okay, if I understand correctly, the Bloc Québécois was like they used to be Quebec used to be a very liberal, like they used to go pretty much for the Liberal Party, and they just split off. I know there's other parties in Canada. So which are the fringe parties, if you could call them that? The parties that are a lot smaller and usually don't get a lot of vote. But I mean, at this point in time, also that's one thing to consider that in Canada, since there's too many parties, you're just vote splitting a lot, and that would be just finding a way to literally find a good way to like get enough votes somewhere. Because I mean, those MP races must be really hard to win. Bloc Québécois 32 seats, and yes, I know that's misspelled. The Bloc Québécois is leaning left. Okay, you should do a 12-party electoral map. That would be interesting to do. I'm actually might do that during like after the election, like I'm saying, because I have a lot of election content to make. Because I have my seat by seat series, my election predictions, election nights, random election videos about polls and stuff. I might do that after. I might do a series where I create the political party. So I explain like the 12 parties, where they stand and stuff like that, and who are some of the biggest figures there, and then we do a electoral prediction with the 12 parties and their predictions. So actually that may be a project that I might start working on now with making the map, everything, so that I'm ready to go when it comes to making the video. The US will never be a liberal country. You're right. Okay, so the Christian Heritage Party. So yeah, that's what I thought. Then you had the Liberal Party and the Marxist-Leninist Party. So the Marxist-Leninists being the communist, Libertarian being just very liberal guys, but socially conservative. And wait, yeah, I mean that kind of sounds right. And the Christian Heritage Party has just been the party of Christians, pretty much. So that's one big thing we do see in the US, religious parties. In a lot of countries, religious parties are a big thing, especially the social Christian parties. And a lot of them are a lot more conservative. For example, in Costa Rica, I've learned a lot about Costa Rican politics. And in Costa Rica, they have a social conservative party, which is, I think, right now in the minority government, but they're the second biggest party. Native American Party. So, I'm going to go through all of that, and I would actually create that, and I would actually want to do that series. So I'm gonna like experiment, like at least make a map out as of right now, different parties, and I'm gonna make it completely different. It's going to be a very interesting series to make, and I hope you guys enjoy it. And also, guys, I wanted to ask you guys, how much are you guys enjoying my state by state analysis series? So are you guys not really enjoying it? Are you guys not enjoying it as much? Are you guys really enjoying it? Please tell me down in the comments. Latino Party, African American Party, Social Democrats. So I was thinking something like the Social Democratic Party. I'll make the moderate party, something like I'll come up with like names for it and colors. I would say also some cool parties to make would be the Green Party and like expand it more for people that like are specific on the issue. I don't know, there's the climate change. So liberal, like the Green Party about climate change and things like that. Living in Europe is cool. I think I would rather just go for vacation because although it might be cool, it's already very developed. There's some things that really like is hard, especially because I mean there's a big language barrier because wherever you go in Europe, you're gonna have to learn a new language. But like for the most part, everyone speaks English these days, so it wouldn't be that much. Faith spotted eagle will probably carry Alaska. That is probably true because she carried big parts of I think the state of Washington when it came to electoral votes in 2016. I think like if there's definitely parties, it would be something like I think it wouldn't be that much by race, but I think the Native Americans would have their own party. But I think everyone else wouldn't have their own party. It would just be split ideologically and the issues that people believe in. So what else, guys? Like, do you think a video about the 12 party system would be kind of cool? The EU has travel banned the US. That is interesting now that I'm seeing this. So yeah, so I'm checking that out, and that's actually pretty old. So yeah, so I will definitely do the 12 party video because I really want to see that. So what I'm gonna do for you guys is I'm going to do like a series. It's probably gonna be once a month. So I'm not gonna commit to anything right now, but you're gonna see the video be premiere like always. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm gonna do a video first talking about the parties, introducing like all the parties, then do like primaries, and then like do minority government, like a video about the presidency, the house, and things like that. So UEP is in the house. Hey UEP. So UEP, so you weren't here, and I just want to keep you up to date by the rest of the viewers, I guess they came up with very cool. I mean, who was the one that said it first? If you could say that you said it first, please put it down in the comments because I really want to give you a shout out. And they actually came up with a cool thing about the 12 party system. That would actually be a cool series to make. Guys, can we please get to 10 likes before the end of the live stream? So I'm probably gonna stay here live for maybe another 10 minutes. So it's going to be it was Gunner, I think it was. Let me go check. I think yeah, so it was you. Yeah, it was Gunner. So Gunner, I want to thank you so much for that idea because I think I'm going to do it. And we just reached 10 likes. Can we actually get to 15? Let's set the bar a lot higher. I think we can. Or guy, what does that mean? How about a progressive party with the AOC as the leader of the party? Yeah, I'm definitely thinking of that. I would think a very right wing party, a very wing left party. I would do a couple moderate parties and a couple issue based parties and a Native American party, which would probably be led by either Sharice Davids or a Deb Handel. There could be a Puerto Rican statehood party. Yeah, but I mean that wouldn't be a big party considering that I mean at this point, like if there's like 12 parties, all the parties are going to be somewhat small. But I mean a Puerto Rican party would be if Sharice Davids that the Puerto Rico party would probably just be in Puerto Rico. I think there would definitely be a like social a Christian like an evangelical party. There would be like a conservative party, a liberal party, and that would actually be cool to make. I will make the 12 party, maybe 12. I don't know if 12 is too much, but I will do any like more than probably 6 parties. I would think I would do. I would commit to that because I mean. There's going to be a point where like it's going to be too much vote splitting and stuff like that. We just hit 60 likes on the video. It's kind of in just like a couple of minutes. Can we actually get to 20? I'm gonna keep raising the bar for you guys. Yampums versus 270 to win. I'm going to agree with a lot of people that Yampums is a lot better because there's a lot more different maps you can use. 18 likes. Let's get to 20. And if we get to 20, we can get to 25. Let's do it. Yeah, so Yampums is a very interesting app. So choose a winning win is nice because it tells you who's running in the Senate races and House races, which could be a little obscure, but I mean, it's not that much. I mean, the difference. You should primaries with the other parties. I'm probably gonna do that. So it's gonna be a regular. So I think I might just start like with the introduction of the parties, make it its own series. Then I might do like the primaries for this, the primaries for that, and it's going to be very interesting. It would be cool to have a thing where like the parties they have like divisions and it, like officials. So there was like a big like for example, imagine like sports brackets a little bit where not sports bracket, but like you know how there's like for example different NBA conferences and things like that. It would be cool if there's like a Democratic and Republican conference, and then there would be like the social Christians and the moderate Republicans party, and it would be primaries between those two, and then one of the members goes out and win. Ready to go politics and let's talk about have gotten so biased. Purple political is so new. Thank you so much, Election Center. I hope a lot of you guys have noticed, and I think a lot of you guys have noticed. I've gotten a lot of good feedback on that, and I really do appreciate it. Any feedback that you guys have, please leave it down in the comments because I am here to improve. I'm here to bring better content for you guys. I really buy a statement. I might not post 10 million videos in a day, but I really like posting a lot more quality videos during one day. A progressive party would be successful. Yes, I think they actually would be better in a split party system because they would have a little bit more leverage. Hello, Purple. Thank you, Ronald. How are you? I wonder how the scam artist party does in elections. I wonder too. Even the scammers themselves wouldn't probably vote for themselves. It's purple because it's between red and blue. Yeah, you've got the message. You decoded my message. I think I when I made my channel name, I knew I wanted to do something with the color purple because it just symbolizes unity in politics, which I think is something important, and it shows how purple is an unbiased color. Purple Little Talk. I knew always that you were unbiased, but when you said you would vote for Clinton but not for Biden, is when I really knew. Yo, look, I'm gonna be honest with you. It depends. It has to be by a case-by-case scenario. If you say, I'm going to vote all for Democrats, you're going to make a wrong decision. If you say you're voting for all Republicans, you're also making a wrong decision. So that's something to watch. My real name is not Purple Little Talk. If you're so interested, go to my website, which actually my description is kind of weird because I made this live stream kind of weird. I'll put it down in the link. It's FabioFabiani.com if you're interested. That's my real name. Go to the website, and that's my Purple Political Talk website. So I actually have a Purple Political Talk website, which is pretty cool. I plan to like evolve it a lot more. I haven't gotten a chance to work on it because I've been so busy with elections and stuff. But yeah, Warren versus Faith Spotted Eagle, Native American. That's kind of funny. I remember that like Donald Trump called Elizabeth Warren Pocahontas for a long time. Yeah, go check it out. I'll put it right here in the chat. So the website is https I forgot if it's like that / FabioFabiani.com. That should be a link. If it doesn't work, I'll just Google it right now. FabioFabiani.com, and I'll send you guys a link so you guys can actually check out the website. So I really would want for you guys to see that. So I made it for you guys especially because I wanted you guys to have a lot more content. It's just I haven't been able. I have my goals there and things like that I want to do with the channel, but I haven't been able to I haven't been able to like update it as frequently as I would like. So it would be cool if you guys go check it out. I'm going to put it right here down into the chat. I would recommend that you guys copy and paste it, and things like that. So yeah, there is a link if you guys want to press it. I actually pressed it over there. I think I just wrote it very well. So you guys can check it out. Yeah, so I was like talking with UEP a little bit, and we just started laughing because we noticed I say some things a lot. So I say yeah, Twitter. So do you know who my patron is? Yeah, I do, and it's pretty sad. It's my dad. LOL. So yeah, Twitter. So actually, it's very funny. If Progressive Rising is still here, he was in the chat. We were chatting with him, and it was very interesting because he was asking me something, and I said, "Oh yeah, I know about that." But then I was thinking about Twitter for some reason, and then I put yeah because like I don't know what I was thinking. Yeah, Twitter, and it was so funny. Bye LTP. I hope you enjoyed the live stream. We really enjoyed you having here. We enjoyed having you here, so that was really fun. So say yeah, Twitter. Okay, I'm probably gonna if I come up with a merch store, which I already made one design. I want to tell you. I want to ask you guys if you really like this design. It's like a white hoodie with the with a thing. I might like if I ever make a merch store, which I mean that sounds very overly ambitious. If I ever do, I would want to make like a t-shirt or something, or like a sweater that has like something word that I always say. So a lot of people say that I say at the end of the day a lot. So thank you, Brady. 22 likes is pretty impressive. I mean, and I really like all the support I get from all of you guys. 22 likes is a lot, but I mean, I've gotten videos at 42 likes, and I'm really thankful for that. Yeah, I make my own hoodie. I made my hoodie. I designed it, and I sent it through Teespring. I'm gonna make more, and I'm probably gonna sell them. Can we get to 25 likes? I like that idea, UEP. I'm actually gonna give you guys maybe 20 extra minutes of a live stream because it's been a great live stream. I really enjoyed it. Your most liked video has 33 likes. So my most liked video has 40, actually like 45 likes, and it's my documentary. So I don't know if you guys saw it, and it was, I don't know if to call it a documentary or not, but a lot of people enjoyed it. So I'll probably do more videos like that. So we have 23 likes. That's great. So yeah, I'm gonna get up with a lot of projects for you guys. So I have the state by state election night series. That's a current project that I'm working on and things like that. One day the Democratic Party will be a split faction. That is correct, and that's why I think a third party might be very, very, very possible in the future. That makes sense. Your mini documentary is good. Yeah, I know a lot of people enjoyed the mini documentary, and that was like interesting thing too. The Progressive Party, exactly. Um, and yeah, so there's more stuff. I'm gonna upload a lot more on my like website. So go check it out. I'm gonna leave the link again for you guys to check it out if you haven't. I'm going to be doing some more stuff there, and I might do like a little like activity feed. Actually, they create an account and stuff. I might be able to do that. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on it, but you can chat through my website with everyone in the community. That would be super great. And I might even recruit some people to write some articles for me in the blog site. Progressive versus moderates, and establishment versus populist. It's essentially what's going to end up happening. Have you saw Lalo? What's that? So, guys, I mean, this live stream actually went really well. I really enjoyed it. We're gonna continue for a little bit, so we have a lot of topics to talk about. Yeah, so I mean, that's actually a very interesting scenario. Okay, who would be the leader of an establishment Republican Party? So let's call the establishment Republican Party the I don't know, the social conservatives, I would say. Who would be a leader of the social conservative party? A Romney? I would say a Romney or a Kasich, but Kasich already kind of flipped parties. Okay, who would be of a moderate Democratic Party? Who would be the leader? I would either say someone like a Klobuchar would be a good leader for a moderate Democratic Party. I would say also that what about for a leftist party? I would say AOC would be a good leader, and then for a right wing party, Mike Pence would be a good leader. Let's see what else. Let's make a social Latino party. So I mean, it would be like a moderate Latino party that takes both right and left wing. It would either be Julian Castro or Marco Rubio. If Trump loses 2020, do you think he would run 2024? No, that would be very weird if he does run, and he's probably going to lose if he runs again. Or Andrew Bashir would be good for the moderate Dems. You're definitely right. I really agree with you there, UEP. I'm going to make this series happen because I really actually am enjoying it. UEP Ro Khanna is better than AOC. You know, actually, I've been reading up on Ro Khanna, and he's actually a very interesting guy. And surprisingly, he represents actually like he's socialist in a way. I mean, his ideas are very, very progressive, but he actually doesn't represent a poorer district, which is something that we've seen with a lot of these newly progressive candidates. But he actually represents a somewhat wealthy district with Silicon Valley encompassing his district. And that's good. I mean, that shows that there is progressive vote, not only with the poorer Americans, but also with the wealthier Americans, which shows unity for that movement, which is great. How about for moderate Republican? I would say a Kasich would be really good. I would say, but a Romney maybe. I think Romney would be good for a Mormon party for Utah. They should create a Utah separatist party because Utah is technically like its own world in politics a little bit. Yana Ludwig. Let me look her up. Lana Ludwig. I didn't find anything. Chris Sununu on show. Oh yeah, I forgot them. I should have mentioned them. Kasich Looper. Could you describe the future of a country's politics will look like? Okay, I'm going to explain what the road we currently lie on is looking like. So first of all, everything is going to become a lot more separated until there's a point where everything will break out and everyone will become united. So there's going to be a thing that's going to happen that's going to fix everything, all the political problems that we have, and come together as a country. Generally speaking, there's going to be major leaders. So I think there's going to end up being a three-party split: far left, moderates, and right wing. So that's probably what's going to end up happening. And I think AOC, Ro Khanna, those type of people will be very good for the left wing party. Moderates, I mean, there's not many new moderates, but I could see someone like, I don't know, maybe a Marco Rubio, I don't know, because like a lot of these politicians are a lot more older. Those politicians, I think, will come together and make a moderate party as well as a very right party. You have a television in my room. I've heard that. Oh yeah, look, it's right there. I also have LED lights in my room, but I just don't have them on. Pete Buttigieg. Oh, how could I forget about Pete Buttigieg, the mayor of a small town in Indiana? So, I mean, Pete Buttigieg. I mean, that really worked out for him. A new party, 150 years in the waiting. Yes, I think it's not too long until we see a new party. Maybe 2040 would be the year, or 2048. I think honestly, one of these years we're gonna see the splits. Yeah, it's actually a kind of a big TV in my room, Ronald. I wanted to turn on my lights for the live stream. I think I'm gonna do that for a future live stream because I think it just looks a little cooler, and I think it just gives me better lighting than the lighting I currently have in my room. So yeah, Pete is evil, but I mean, Gunnar, did he ever say gay is a bad word? So I really enjoyed this live stream, guys. I mean, it was really fun. Pete needs to get on the pill. Oh, Gunnar, okay. We will have a left-wing progressive party. Yes, progressive rising. I definitely agree with you on that one, that a progressive party is definitely in the coming. And that is something we might see in the near future. It is happening in Australia. A third party is now gaining traction after a while. Yes, that is very, very true. That could definitely happen. Why are you guys talking about being gay isn't bad? I'm not. It was Gunner, I think, that was saying that. I would like to run in 2048 or 2024. 44. I would choose to unify the country and by choosing a Dem VP, and I would be a GOP. That would actually be very good. Political talking. So when can I run for Senate officially? I guess I could run for Senate. I think anywhere in the 2040s or 2050s. I think 2040s or late 2030s or 2040s. I would be able to run for Senate or even House. I think as early as 2030s. That would actually be really cool for me. I would want to run for House, then Senate, then governor. That would be a cool thing to do and see. Let's see. We're currently at around 278 subs. Can we actually get, if you're not subscribed, can we please get to 280 subs? I would really appreciate it, and it would be cool to do it on the day that I got my face review. In 2052, when you're 55 years old, that is actually really cool. I mean, a lot of people want to run for president. And look, I'm just going to tell you some things. So I'm going to throw you guys in a show that I'm watching on Netflix, or I finished already. UEP already knows because I actually recommended it to him. But there's a show on Netflix called Designated Survivor. So if you want to become a politician, recommend you watch it. It's a super good show, Designated Survivor. It's about how politics really works. It's a little bit of a fiction show, but like a lot of things that are happening in the show are parallel to the things we're currently seeing in the United States. So it's ridiculous. Go watch the show because you're really going to enjoy it if you like politics. Tom Kirkman 2020. Yeah, UEP. Yeah, we're like hooked to the show. It was actually a really good show, guys. So yeah, go check it out. Like, it's a cool show. So if you like politics, check it out. I mean, I really do recommend it. And it's a pretty good show showing how politics can be very partisan as well as unified. Progressive rising. The progressive movement is certainly rising in the United States. So you're ignorant, Gunner. That's what you're saying. I'm quoting what you said. I'm not saying that you're ignorant indirectly, but according to you yourself, you're ignorant. So is this a show where person wants to remain pure but they have to go corrupt? No, it's okay. So I'm gonna just tell you a quick synopsis. It's about the U.S. like goes into a big crisis because something big happened. You're gonna find out in the first episode, and the president, the one of the secretaries, becomes president for some reason, and he goes on to have to find a way to like restructure the whole government. There is no need to get political. Politics is too controversial right now. Yeah, but look, that's what we discuss in this channel. So that's something very interesting that we all discuss. So is the violence S word? What do you mean? Okay, now that someone mentioned guns, what do you guys think about gun control? Do you think it should be more background checks? Do you think it should be ban on assault rifle weapons, or like a very small amount of weapons that should be available to the public? I think background checks would be great, and I think it would be good to have like only if you have like a hunting permit to have assault weapons. That's my opinion on it. Yeah, but it's not about politics, Ronald. The show, if you're talking about if that's what I think you're talking about, it's not too much about heated politics. It's more about like the reality of politics. Gun control is very hard to like establish because then that creates the market for black markets for guns. So that would be like under the table gun sales and things like that, which I mean still are happening, but certainly that wouldn't help. Yeah, but look, I think honestly, the background checks are a great idea, but we've generally seen that in a lot of these places, um, it's been tried before the background checks, and it has worked. Look in New Zealand, they had a shooting, they banned assault weapons immediately. But then here's the issue: the Second Amendment. So I would honestly say that the right to bear arms is important, but I don't know why someone should be going around the street with an AK-47 or any big gun. I feel like the right misrepresents the left's view on gun control. That's right, and it's also because they're lobbied. That's the big thing about politics. Remember, I just want to ask you guys. Okay, so you know how the Democrats or supposedly have been fighting for a long time to get stopped like lobbying in Congress and stuff like that. Why haven't they done it? Because all politicians in Congress are getting paid to support X, Y, or Z issue. Bruh, who disliked this? Let's see. I'm going to see who disliked this. Oh, I have one dislike, but I don't care. I'm still 24 likes strong, so that's good. So yeah, I mean, politics is a very controversial thing at this time, and I'm giving you guys extra time. So I'm gonna end the stream in probably like 10 minutes. So we're gonna get like our final questions in and talk about the last things we want to talk about today. I'm actually really thankful for all of you that came to this live stream. I know a lot of you really enjoyed it, and I got to do my face reveal today, which I hope you guys really enjoyed and things like that. Progressive Rising are a socialist student from Tennessee, SMH. Socialism doesn't work. Both politicians. Okay, yeah. So election center, you're right. Both politicians are fake. And honestly, if you feel like Bernie is representing a lot of the things you believe in, that's fine. Whatever, you support whoever you want. But I mean, most politicians, if not all of them, they sell you stuff they can't probably do just to get your vote. So even the people you're going to vote for president, both Biden and Trump, they're selling you stuff they can't do. So that's a thing to consider also. But I mean, it's a thing where universally all politicians, like all of them, I mean, there's very few exceptions and stuff like that. Bernie Sanders is technically a hypocrite, I would say, because I mean, it's seen, but since all politicians are like somewhat corrupt, I would say, and like they don't do the things they say they would. It evens out for everyone. So I don't know, Ronald. I wouldn't know what to tell you. Bernie owns 3 houses and has a private jet. Yeah, I mean, most members of Congress at this time are somewhat wealthy. They have a bunch of houses. They have some extravagant purchases. I also want to hear what you guys think about me doing a election night tutorial. So would you guys be interested in like seeing me do an election night tutorial? AOC is another hypocrite. I mean, all politicians are hypocrites, both on the left as both in the right. That's just a way of thinking about it. It all matters if donate if he donates to charity, he can't control if he's rich. Yeah, that's true. But like I mean, Bernie Sanders, he says that like, a lot of the Democratic politicians, especially, are somewhat hypocritical when it comes to their campaign funds. So they say all grassroots and things like that, but essentially it is grassroots, but they still get big donations due to the fact they get bundlers. I don't know if you guys looked at it. Beto O'Rourke did this a lot in his campaign. So, Purple, what I think we should do is have a Zoom meeting for an election HRO, the two of us, and have signups for people like, oh yeah, we could do that, UVP. We can get in contact. I mean, after the live stream is over, I'll get in contact with you, UEP, and we could set that up, and that would actually be very cool. So, are you guys interested in having a Zoom tutorial for the election nights where we go on Zoom and like everyone learns to make election nights together, and we do like we show like a video or like we do it live, and then you guys get to try it out and ask questions while you make your first election night. That would be cool. Do I think I'm good looking? I would guess so, yeah. Yes, so we'll do that. We're gonna get in contact with you guys. We're gonna find a way, me and UEP to make this work. We're probably going to do a Zoom call. We're going to find a time and date that works well for everyone. I would say maybe later in the day because I think at this time a lot of people are freer since it's almost like 10 o'clock at night. I think like 8 o'clock starting time would be a good time. But I'll let you guys learn. I want to let everyone learn how to make an election night because that is definitely very crucial. And I really want to help you guys out because I've been getting a lot of comments. How do you make the election night? What do you use to record? All these different things. I want to get all those question answers for you guys because it's really important for me. As you're my subscribers, and I honestly really care about all of you. So I really want to let you guys learn because I want this community to keep on growing. So I want a lot of you that you have small channels. Like I know political predictions. He has a growing channel. Or even some of you that don't even have political channels yet, and you want to start one. I want you guys or smaller channels because I mean I'm a pretty small channel, but I want you guys to have the opportunities, and I want you guys to learn how to make election nights because I feel that's important, and that opens a lot of doors for you in the future, especially when it comes to YouTube and other career options. So yeah, so I think the Zoom idea is actually a very good idea. So what do you guys would want to do? So do you want like us to do a pre-recorded video, put it on the Zoom call, and then answer questions while you guys are making it, or do you want to do it like step by step? We all do it together type of thing. I think that would be a cool thing too. Confederate States of America election night, Tom Cotton versus Stacey Abrams. I actually might do that, but again, and those are stuff that I'm going to start doing after the election because I need content for back then. I think there in that case, I think Tom Cotton would easily win because I mean the South is starting to trend more Democratic, but it's still not there yet. Um, and yeah, so we're definitely going to start doing the. We're gonna plan the Zoom call thing. We should maybe have that out maybe by next week and have like all the details out. So we're going to start looking at that. So um um yeah, we want to do that for you guys. Oh yeah, I think I would really want to do that. I actually want to do like an election night coverage. I think I could really do that. I mean, it would just be me reacting to the results. I'll find a way to screen record. Maybe I could either do updates or actually go live on election night. I would really love to do that for you guys. So if we can get to 500 subscribers before election day, I'll definitely do that and give it a chance. So if we can do that, I'll definitely do that for you guys. You do 2K? Okay. I kind of really like 2K if you I know how to play it and it's actually really fun. Gunner GC. Okay, Gunner. So yeah, I mean, this is going to be very interesting to watch. This channel has been growing quickly, and I really am thankful for you guys. I mean, in the last not month, I mean, we've grown 50 subscribers technically in the last week. I'm really thankful for that. So that's actually very good. So yeah, I'm guessing that you guys really enjoyed this. So the future of Congress will be more diverse. That's definitely true on both sides of the aisle. Madden is Gucci. I don't like Madden if you know. I really like FIFA and 2K mostly. I also like playing the NHL game. That's actually pretty fun. I'm not too much of a video game guy. If I play, it would be probably sports or like I don't play too much of anything else. Or I'll play Call of Duty Mobile. Okay, Gunner. Okay, that's nice. Smash Bros. Ultimate is the best. Maybe I don't really know, but I honestly really like I like sports games, and then I really it's fun to play like the Mario games because I mean just when you're really bored, but I honestly just like the sports games and like Call of Duty. It's fun because we actually I get to know you guys a little better. It's not all strictly about politics, and it's Q&A session, so it's technically a Q&A sessions not only on your side, but I also get to ask you guys questions. And look, I really like doing these types of video because I think I like the live streams because I get to connect with my subscribers on a more very like detailed basis. I know some of my subscribers pretty well. I mean, I know UEP pretty well now. I mean, he's a good friend of mine now, and I really want to get to know a lot of you a lot more better. So I think these live streams are a great way to do it. Tell me if you guys agree. I play the 270 game. That's like the best election game. I wish I would live time period. So what do you mean by time period? Like years or like time zone? When the house y'all play? I don't get what you're saying here. I'd go back. I would actually go back. I think I really like the time period. I would actually go back like a couple years, like 2012, 2010 to all the way to like 2018, or 2019 actually. But if I could go back to one decade, it would certainly be the 90s. 90s kids and like 90s culture looks very cool. So yeah, I mean, I'm very nostalgic for 2010 to 2017 to UEP. I mean, those years were really good years. I mean, many cool things happened, especially in my life. So that's actually very cool. 70s and 80s are pretty cool. They sound pretty cool. I mean, just with the pop culture and different styles of clothing and things like that. That was very cool. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different things. Okay, I'm gonna ask you guys another question. So if you could live anywhere else in the US where you currently live, where would you live? I would want to live. I don't know where I would actually want to live. I would want to live either like I would like to live in the bigger cities maybe. Like LA or Houston or maybe like New York City. But like in the US. So New Zealand is not in the US. Have I ever considered being a singer? No, I've never considered being a singer. Colorado's a cool state, yes, because they're actually very liberal there, and it's a cool state to live. There's actually a lot of natural beauty in the state, with the mountains and the like woods and things like that. I would love, yeah. So I live in a swing state, so when I vote, my vote will actually matter, and that's actually a cool feeling. But I mean, also living in a safe state, it also guarantees you kind of if you like the people who are in power, you're always going to be in power. So 2010s was actually a very good decade. I don't know if we could say the same thing about 2020s as we're going through living through them, but I will love in Hobart Bay, Alaska. That's cool. So, do you live in Toronto, Brady, like in Canada? Gunner GC, not true. You know, in Colorado, what they did with weed was actually pretty smart. So what they did essentially was they legalized it so use would go down. Because remember, a lot of people they want things they can't get. So doing that essentially was a play to stop the use in general without like doing too many things. So was it a smart move? Maybe not, because then that also gives the opportunity of people doing it um um doing that without like you know a punishment, but still. I live in the GTA. What's that? Or do you mean like you live in the GTA game? 2020 is awesome. Yeah, definitely UEP. Your vote matters. That's why people didn't vote in 2016. Look, I think if your vote matters or you think it doesn't matter, if you think it matters, you should go out and vote any reason. I mean, your vote matters even in places where you think doesn't matter. Because look, one more person enthusiastic to out to vote creates two or three more people more enthusiastic to go out and vote. Your votes matter. Well, so you said you lived in Texas, right, Gunner? Yeah, I hope the 2040s and 2050s would be a good time to live. I would say that actually the 2020s decade would be good. I think the second part of it. Oh, that's cool. A mock election. So they do that at my school. So every year, like their time there's an election, they do a mock election. You have to go through the whole ballot and fill in it. And it's actually pretty cool. I might do actually, but like it's going to be hard to do with a mock election for you guys. But I'm definitely going to plan the Zoom thing. So I really want to do that for you guys. So you guys get to first of all like meet me like through like and I can hear your guys' voices and kind of talk to you guys about the election nights and make how to make them. And that things that we're also gonna have UP. So UP, we're gonna talk about that later. You live in Texas, so that's really cool. Yeah, political talking. Go ahead and do that. That's really cool. The Greater Toronto area. So the series around Toronto. Oh, so you do live in Toronto. That's kind of cool. Toronto has like a lot of cool things, and it's the biggest city in Canada. So in 20 years, people will be nostalgic about the 2010s. Yep. So guys, I'm gonna start wrapping it up. I have to go. We actually had a very long live stream today because we had an hour 20 minutes. I promised you guys 15 minutes extra, and I gave you guys 30 minutes because I felt really good today about this live stream. And we actually had a lot of people and a lot of support. I want to thank all of you, like a lot, because I did my face reveal today and all these different things. So I really appreciate all the support I've been getting these last couple of days through this channel. And now you guys can see who I am, technically speaking. And I hope you enjoyed the video. If so, please give it a huge thumbs up. Can we get the video before I leave to 27 likes? I think we can. If so, if we can do it, that would be great. If not, well, okay, well, so be it. But I want to thank all of you for watching. If you're not yet subscribed, please consider doing so because there's many cool videos coming your way. Like and subscribe, turn on post notifications. I hope you enjoyed the video, and goodbye. I'm ending the stream right now. Bye.